Hi guys, hey, this is Kevin again. Thought I would come back with you to show you one of the problems that we're having that we noticed with our truck. We kind of noticed at the end of last season, so we decided to kind of look into it. And one of the things, part of the maintenance items or in between the seasons of things that we need to get done to get ready for this year. Notice that the truck, once we go to put the camper on, the truck's a little bouncy. So usually whenever a lot of the weight, once we put the camper on, the whole truck sinks down. As you guys know, we have a half-ton Ford F-150 for our camper, but the shocks on this look like they need to be replaced. So this task should be fairly, I've never done this before, but I think it should be fairly easy or so with it. So we're going to be replacing the shocks. We picked up some Monroe load adjusting shocks. I'll put the link in the description below. So these go on a variety of different vehicles, including my F-150. It can go on a Chevy, it can go on Dodge, and go on many different vehicles. Shocks are all pretty much the same. So, but I did, these had a pretty good review for heavy duty shocks. So we'll see how that they make a difference on our ride. So we're going to open this up. We're going to see what's pretty much inside. So these have got the spring that's kind of built into them. They kind of help keep it in place along with the shock. Doesn't look like there's any, looks like not much to it. We'll have to raise the vehicle up, of course. Undo the bolts. So there's two bolts that generally that only attach these. There'll be a bolt that's on the upper arm that goes through, and then there'll be a bolt that goes through on the bottom. All right, some of the tools that I think you're gonna need, you definitely need to make sure you have a good floor jack to do it. I would highly recommend maybe some WD-40 or some, liquid wrench. It looks like you're gonna need, for this particular vehicle, we're gonna need a 15mm socket and a 3/4 inch wrench. You may need some breaker bars or something to add some additional things. So, but that's pretty much all that's required, or that you need to do this. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be removing the one. There's a bolt here, and then the bolt that'll be up underneath on the bottom, on the lower arm. So it's just the two bolts that actually attach to it. So we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that the bolts. We'll go ahead and spray the bolts to loosen up, just to kind of spray the nuts and make sure that everything is. We'll also go ahead and spray the lower bolt as well, so that you have under here. We're just going to loosen up the bolts underneath. We're not going to take them out all the way. This bolt wasn't too bad. Depending on whatever's the make and model of your vehicle, the bolts might be on there a little tighter and be a little bit more difficult to get off. But we're just gonna. In some instances, you may need to take off the tire. The tire may need to come off depending on what vehicle that you have in order to get the shock out. Looking at this, I think I should be okay. Yeah, looking at this, I think I should be okay to be able to get the shock out. I'll put it. All right, right now the shock is compressed. So we need to jack the vehicle up to let the shock go ahead and extend out, so that way it takes the pressure off the bolt. When jacking, you may need to jack it on the frame instead of, typically I would do it under where the axle, where the wheel is if I was changing a tire. But if I could press that up, all that's going to do is push on the spring, and we're going to be in the same boat that we're in now. You want to jack it up just enough to get the weight of it off the tire, and it should release some of the tension on the spring. So now, let's go and remove our bolts. We'll remove our bottom bolt. The shock should have come right out. Wow, I could barely. On the shocks, these go in a particular way. On the side of it, it shows the arrow going down, so it has a down arrow. So this, it would go in this way, and this would be the top bolt. I need a might have to jiggle and tap on it and play around a little bit. It's like it's so close.
There's a trick. If you have a trick, let me know in the description.
Yeah, I don't know what, if anybody has a trick on doing this, please put it in the description.
Do you need to put that side on first? And
maybe I might need to put that side. That may be easier, to tell you the truth.
Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take this one off instead. It may actually be easier with the spring to put the bottom one in first. Let's try that. Like I said, I'm no professional mechanic or anything, just some mechanically inclined. So we're gonna see if it may be easier to put the bottom in first. I don't know. It just that seems to be the ticket. There, that's the ticket. So yeah, definitely put the bottom one in first, because you're allowed to. It's easier to push down on it. Lessons learned. Let that be noted. So now we'll tighten the bottom ones. I'm not sure. There may be a certain foot-pound that these need to be torqued to, but with these being kind of a Teflon coated nut. They kind of self-lock on there. So they just need to probably just be tight. All right, we'll lower the truck back down. And voila. So that's pretty much all there is to change out these struts, or these shocks for the rear shocks. We'll do the same thing on the other side, and pretty much go on the same thing on the other side. All right, so that's pretty much it to changing out the shocks. The reason why I do these kind of things, make the videos to help somebody else to be encouraged to maybe take on this feat for themselves, maybe look at saving some money. There's certain things that I usually try to do to save money, and that I think that can be done. So this is one of them. Now let's just do a good final test. Let's see how it does with the shocks. Oh yeah. As you can see, I can't even hardly push down on it. Even sitting down, the truck doesn't even really drop. So definitely needed to be done. Definitely worked out pretty well. So what do you think? Think
Nice.
it came out pretty good? Made a difference? Yeah. So, but anyway, just like to encourage other people that hopefully you like this video. If you do, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So thanks again for watching another great video from Kevin and Kim Outdoor Adventure.